It's about 2:34 a.m. on Thursday, December 31st, 2020, New Year's Eve. So I was just sitting here and I was thinking about some of the memories and the fun that I had with some of my cousins who are the Pundsacks, particularly my cousin Terry and my cousin Danny. And I was sitting there thinking about this because this year here, 2021 coming up, is going to be the last year that the name Miller Park is going to be around. It's going to be renamed, which something I don't agree with. You know, it was founded as Miller Park, and I think it should stay Miller Park. A lot of people said, well, why can't they go back to calling it Milwaukee County Stadium? First of all, Miller Park was never called Milwaukee County Stadium. Milwaukee County Stadium was a completely different and separate ballpark that Milwaukee had. It was a completely different building. As a matter of fact, I used to work there before they tore it down. And then later on, when they opened Miller Park, we moved into Miller Park and I worked there too, doing security. But it got me thinking, about Milwaukee County Stadium. Boy, did I love that place. And if it was up to me, we'd still be playing there. The building wasn't in as bad as condition as they made it out to be. It's not nothing that some money couldn't fix or some renovations, couldn't fix. To me, that was baseball. And, being out there, in an actual stadium with no roof, yeah, you had rain delays, you had cold, but that was actual baseball. Not like it is today at Miller Park. And the ball players were different back then. You had great players like Robin Yount and Paul Molitor, Rollie Fingers, Gorman Thomas. You had Hank Aaron, who long had retired, before I started watching. And it was also, before the Milwaukee Brewers, it was also the home of the Milwaukee Braves, where they won a 1957 World Championship. And that place was magic. I mean, it was beautiful. And like I said, if I had my way, we'd still be playing there. And that's actually one of the reasons why I couldn't be a professional baseball player, because my dreams of professional baseball and for playing with the Milwaukee Brewers went down the drain when they knocked down Milwaukee County Stadium. Fortunately for me, I'm very lucky to have a lot of pictures of when I used to work there and game tickets from when I used to go to the games there. But anyways, thinking about this, it reminded me of my cousins, because I went to some of the games at Milwaukee County Stadium with them, with my cousin Terry and my cousin Dougie, and I'm not sure if my cousin Danny and I ever went, but we had a lot of fun. I remember one time actually a couple times I went with my cousin Terry, and I remember the concourses there, with the old-fashioned phone booths and the payphones in there, and they used to, sometimes they'd get jam-packed, and, especially after a game, trying to move through the concourse and, to exit the building, you had wall-to-wall people trying to get through. It was like a traffic jam. So one time, my cousin Terry, we were leaving after the game, and we're looking around like, man, it's going to take a long time to get out of here, So he says, watch this. And he starts yelling, oh shit, my colostomy bag broke. I'm spraying shit everywhere. And next thing you know, everybody just moved to the sides, both sides on. And out we went. And he's laughing. He thought it was funny. Me, I was kind of, I don't want to say embarrassed, but just a little, I don't know how to describe it, It's like one of the things like, shit, come on, let's hurry up and get out of here. So, but then it gets worse once we got outside. So we're outside, and all of a sudden he starts scratching his arm, and he starts messing around, and he's like, Joey, you promised you take me to a methadone clinic. I'm like, Terry, shut up. And at that time, at that age, I didn't even know what the heck a methadone clinic was. I didn't even know what methadone was, you know. But he thought it was funny. You know, he's sitting there joking around and screwing around, yelling all kinds of weird shit out there, you know. I mean, it's funny when you look back on it now, you know. And I remember there was another time we were at the game, and it might have been the same time, 'cause we went there a few times, but we were there and we snuck into the diamond boxes, which were like the seats were like the rich people, and we snuck in there. We're watching the games from the diamond boxes, and for whatever reason we left. I don't know if it was to go to the bathroom or to go get food. Well, we got busted trying to sneak back in. So, because they didn't like seat hopping, you know. I mean, we had tickets for the game, just not for that section. So that was another time. And then, let's see, there was a time with my cousin Danny. I'm trying to think about this here. Because we used to have a lot of fun too. I remember one time when he lived up on this parents' farm up in Fenimore, Wisconsin, and he took my my sled, my plastic sled, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go skiing down the hill. And it's, you know, like he's trying to surf down the hill on a sled, and the sled's rocking like this. And we were both out. I think I was just a teenager at the time, and you know, he's a few years older than me, and he's rocking in the sled like this at the top of the hill, and all of a sudden, actually, you know, he lost his balance and he fell on his keister and boop right in the sled and zoom, went right down the hill. Oh boy, that was funny. That was funny seeing that. And then there was another time we were out in the field and a hailstorm came in, and it must have been a big golf ball size piece of hail flew down the back of his shorts and right down his crack. And he's like, "Who is that cold?" I remember that too. And then there was that was the same day we went inside and he was drinking coffee, and he was put like 9 teaspoons or 9 tablespoons of sugar in his coffee, you know. And then there was another time I remember he was playing with this. I don't know, about maybe 5-6 years ago. Cause he liked goofing around. He liked doing the voices of Beavis and Butthead and Hank Hill and Bobby Hill and Cheech and Chong, and which is kind of funny because he could be Cheech and my cousin Terry could be Chong, you know. Well, Danny's sitting there playing with these dolls, and you know, it's like a puppeteer, you know, and he's making these funny voices. It's a little Mexican puppet with a sombrero, and he's like, "Hey man, yo, this don't look like New Mexico." And then, I mean, he's sounded pretty close to the voice of Cheech, and it was just hilarious. I mean, it really was, because he's doing this voice of Cheech, and he's like, "Hey man, this don't look like New Mexico. Where am I, man? Hey SA, what's going on?" You know. And it was just hilarious. It really was. And then there was another time where my cousin Terry and we went frisbee golfing. So we used to frisbee golf. He actually introduced me to the sport. And I remember one time we were out at, I think, Valley View Frisbee Golf Park in New Berlin. And we used to frisbee golf there a lot. And he's, you know, you have to play your frisbee from where it lands, and his landed on top of a log. So he's on top of a log, and he's like rocking back and forth trying to throw this frisbee into the basket. And he's like, you know, I had the camera out, and I'm filming this, like, "Yo man, hey, you better not be recording this." And he has a can of beer or something, and I can't remember if I think he started to slip on the log or something, but he's like, I says, "Hey, you okay?" He's like, "No, I spilled my beer." That was kind of funny to a point. And then there was another time we were out there and it was hot. It was in the middle of summer and it was hot. And the grass was real long grown. It was about, 3.5, 4 feet tall. And he threw his frisbee and he lost his frisbee in the brush. And this is a big area of brush to try and find it. And we spent about 2 hours looking for this frisbee. And I just started messing with him. And he's looking for his frisbee, and I'm looking for his frisbee. And you wouldn't think it'd be hard to find a red frisbee in a bunch of brush, So we're looking and we're looking and we're looking. And we're about, I want to say about maybe 50, 60 feet apart. And I yelled over to him. I says, "Hey!" And he says, "What?" I says, "I found Waldo." And he looked at me, started laughing. He's like, "You fucker, I thought you were going to say you found my frisbee." Yeah, that was a good time we had. I apologize for my use of language with telling us stories and these memories. So, just want to let you know, I'm sorry for my use of language with this. But anyway, yeah, there was a lot of times we had fun. There really was. Let's see, Terry and me, we used to go frisbee golfing out at Abersheen 2 in Oak Creek, and I think that's actually where he taught me to frisbee golf. And I'd never made a hole in one. I've had a birdie, hit the basket on 2 hits. I had a birdie a couple times, but I don't think I've ever made a hole in one. I think he did once or twice. But out there when I first started learning at Abersheen in Oak Creek, they used to have like 3 or 4 baskets out on the front half of the park. This was before they took that part away and they made it like a retaining pond and moved everything to the back half. And I think one time his frisbee landed in the creek or the river there too. We had to go fish that out of there. And then I just remember there was another time we lost a couple frisbees out there, him and I, and I just remember that place was like mosquito central in the summer. Wherever you want, you'd get bit up by mosquitoes. We'd play frisbee golf in the summer, we'd play it in the winter, and we just had fun. There'd be a few times we'd take some beer out there and we'd drink and play frisbee golf, and we just sometimes we play a few games, 2, 3 games of frisbee golf, and we just had fun. And then there was another time when we were at Valley View in New Berlin, and let's see if I can remember this correctly. And we went out there. We were gonna play frisbee golf, but it was the middle of winter and everything was icy and there was snow all over the place. And I remember he had lost a couple frisbees out there under the snow and never found them. So that was previous times. So we decided not to play frisbee golf. Instead, and this was about 9 o'clock at night, some kids had left their sleds out there. And I think I was about 31 at the time. And he was in his 40s, late 40s. So we decided to go sledding. Well, we put the sleds back when we were done. We didn't break them or nothing. But we decided to go sledding. And it's kind of funny because these kids had left their sleds there and went home. So it's 9 o'clock at night. We're going down the hill, and like I said, I think I was about 31 years old at the time, and he's maybe 47. And hey, who would have thought grown adults are gonna go sledding, but we're both like kids. So we're going down the hill, and this is one of the hills where you're going down the hill, and all of a sudden the hill drops. There's like a bump because it slopes down like that. So when you come off, you're going airborne. You're like boom, boom, and when you come down so hard, that you get that shock from landing. And I remember one time I came flying down this hill and I went airborne. And I came down and all of a sudden all this snow flew up in my face. And he's laughing his butt off. He's like, yo, man, you look like Santa Claus. And yeah, we went sledding down the hill there. And lots of fun. I mean, we stayed out there for about a good half an hour to an hour sledding. Like I said, when we were done, we put the sleds back, left them where we found them. And then there was another time we went sledding down the hill over at Wilson Park in Milwaukee. And we're going down this hill, and we're trying to see who could make it from the top of the hill all the way down to the bottom and, to the side road first. Who could make it the furthest. And I can't remember who did, but that was another time we had a lot of fun, Like I said, just a lot of fun. And then I remember one time I was out with many years ago. I was just a preteen at the time. We were out in Fenimore, Wisconsin, and with my Auntie Carol, my Uncle Doug, and his mom. And we drove over to, I think it was Mount Hope, or no, Mount Ida. I think it was Mount Ida, and not far from Fenimore, Wisconsin. And we're out there, and we're just we stopped at this restaurant that was only open from I think 6 in the morning to maybe 1 in the afternoon. This little mom and pop shop. And I remember my Auntie Carol, she could always, I think, flex her muscle, look like a mouse in her arm, go up and down. And I think my Uncle Doug could do the same. His muscle would go up and down like he had a mouse in there. I remember we were ordering breakfast, and one time he tells me, it had been a while, been like maybe 40 minutes since we ordered. He says, next time that waitress comes back, he says, ask her if your eggs have hatched yet. And he basically taught me how to give the waitresses a hard time, is what it is, But yeah, I mean, that was that. And then, let's see, what else was there? Well, I mean, there's some memories of my cousin Eddie and my cousin Carrie, that they always call her Sis. But I spent the majority of my time, I had a lot of fun with my Auntie Carol too, She used to crochet a lot, and, like my mom, and just a lot of memories on that farm. And I don't even think that farm's there no more. I think they knocked the original farm down after they moved, and they had rebuilt it, further up the hill now. I think the old pig barn was knocked down too. But yeah, we just had a lot of fun. And then, like I said, I spent most of the time growing up, it was with my cousin Danny a lot. And then as I became a young adult, I spent a lot of time with my cousin Terry, and just lots and lots of fun. I spent a lot of time frisbee golfing. So, just memories, memories. But going back to the story too of Milwaukee County Stadium, when Terry's going on about his colostomy bag broke and he's spraying shit everywhere. He didn't even have a colostomy bag, But he's like, hey, I'll get us out of here in a quick hurry. And he did. Yeah, we went to quite a few games there, and I think the one time that I went with Dougie and Terry, and I think Danny was there. This was, I want to say, about maybe 1999, I think. We just had a lot of fun. We really did. But yeah, Danny, me, and Terry, we did a lot of stuff. We did. Yep. And as a matter of fact, see, I was with my cousin Danny, December 1st, 2014, when we all got ordained. My cousin Danny, his son Zach, and myself, we all got ordained as non-denominational ministers that day. That was another time. And then later I got ordained as a priest, and I got ordained as a rabbi most recently, since I'm part Jewish. I was raised Catholic, but I got ordained non-denominational. That way, I could preach to everybody. But I also got ordained, like I said, as a priest and as a rabbi too. Just a lot of stuff, lot of stuff, I'll never forget the fun times that we had, though, because we had a lot of fun times. We really did. And there's a lot more memories that I have that I just can't think of right now. But like I said, with Danny liked doing voices of characters. He could do Cheech and Chong, he could do Beavis and Butthead, he could do Hank Hill, he could do Bobby Hill, and we always talked about, what would happen if they did a crossover where Beavis and Butthead met Hank Hill and Bobby. And a few people said, oh, they did that, and Beavis and Butthead do America. And we're like, no, they didn't, because the guy's name in that movie was Anderson. It wasn't Hank Hill. Even though it was the same voice, it wasn't the same character. So, but anyways, we had talked about that, though. What would happen with if Beavis and Butthead did, if they met Bobby Hill and Hank Hill, and they talked about gas and propane and this and that, and like he used to simulate it and do all these funny voices of what it would be like, and I think it'd be pretty cool. We had a lot of fun together. We had a lot of fun over the years. We really did. And then as time goes by, things happen, and I ended up going to serve my country, became an officer with the government serving, which is what I currently do.